Hello. How's it going, guys? Finished up our recording. Andrew's doing some editing. I think he's playing Final Fantasy at the same time, so we were able to log on a little bit this morning, so hopefully we'll be able to get some gaming in on that here soon. But I don't want to get tied up in that. I want to get some of this stuff done today, so see if I can pull off some of that. What am I doing? Need to go to my map. Mondstadt is my area today. How's it going, Seismic? Taking it easy? We were talking about you on the podcast today. We ended up talking about Necopara, and we decided that more than likely you were all over the pre-orders on that game. Just finished watching a show. Which one? I totally didn't glance at what was up today. I don't think there's much of anything that I'm watching on today, so all right, what's next? This guy. Am I low or am I good on volume? I don't know if you can hear me or not. I get frustrated with the delay. I really shouldn't be using these characters. Fruit of Evolution yesterday. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. I know I'm the only one who's enjoying that show, I guess. But I'm sorry. No, I don't think it's anime of the year. I mean, it's got huge problems. It's got huge problems, but when it hits its absurdity, it's freaking hilarious. They did a new spell for freeing slaves. That was hilarious. I thought their drama points are a perfect example of how the problem with that show. Their drama points were just so. I don't want to say contrived, but they're weak, and you almost don't believe in the weight of the situations. So I mean, like I said, there's huge problems with the show, but if you let go of that, and if you enjoy their humor, I mean, it's a fine show. There's nothing wrong with it. But I don't think they were going for drama. They were just, there's a reason. This is the reason why this character is doing that, whether it's viable or not. Hey, Ruby, Andrew's on right now. If on Final Fantasy, if you want to message him, but he is sidetracked, so he may or may not answer you right away. If you can get in right now. I don't know if what he's planning on doing. I know he's gathering up new stuff right now. Right? I love Saria. That was one of the things that I thought would work kind of well for Andrew, but apparently not. The like I said, the absurdity of that show is what I love about it. I mean, it's like I said, it's not the greatest show ever, but I love its absurdity. It is just off the wall. Its humor. The donkey girl coming out of nowhere was just like, really? Because why not? Why not have one? You got a gorilla girl. Why not? All right. Like I said, that's if you want to, if you were hunting for us, we just were able to get on today, so. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, I kind of wanted to do this today. If I get on tonight, I might be on that, but we'll see what happens. I've still got a whole lot of content in Shadowbringers to go through, so it's not like I'm getting to Endwalker stuff anytime soon. Oh, yeah, we kind of recorded 2 podcasts today. We did kind of a quick jobless reincarnation cast, and then a normal discussional. I hate shield guys. Why am I still on Yoimiya? Nice. Don't know how I pulled that off, but I did it. Yep, there's one over there. Oop, a couple of them right there. I hate how sometimes the stuff blends into the background. Sometimes I can see them, sometimes I can't. Okay, that takes care of those. Go over here. Oh, we kept getting kicked. We weren't even lasting in the queue. I mean, that's like we were kind of mentioning in the podcast. It's a part and parcel to every new game / expansion on those MMOs. It's just part. You're gonna have that problem. Everybody gets on the bandwagon of hate on that particular game for a little while, and then everybody gets over it after a while. But it's literally the same thing. Every expansion, there's some kind of a problem. WoW had it, and Final Fantasy has it. It's like I said, it's part and parcel. It's like it doesn't surprise me that New World had similar problems. It's like it's that's how that stuff works. Really? I have 1 minute on Amber. I don't trust Bubble. Don't trust it. I'll probably watch it, but I don't trust it. Because it does look amazing. Yeah, that was a lot of it is not so much the queue itself, but it's the error that's making it to where you lose the spot and then lose. You'd have to start over and being in 5,000. It was like, okay, that's just not. I'm not even bothering. I tried a few times and then I gave up. Andrew popped in this morning and I was like, oh, the queues are doing okay, and so I popped on there and grabbed my Sage and my Reaper jobs and was satisfied for now, because that's a lot of what I wanted to do for now. Right? I do like my tanks, but I do plan on doing the healer classes sooner or later, but no, most of it's all tanks. I probably not going to shift away from that anytime soon. Okay, I wanted to go. Where did I want to go? Oh, I got to get up here. I wonder about the direction of games right now. I really do. I think that like I'd mentioned one in a stream a couple weeks, or what, last week or something. I had mentioned the fact that I believe that there is a market for a more low-key game. And I think that while there is some companies who are trying to cover that, I don't think the third or the mainline companies are catching on to that. Most all of it is high energy, blow stuff up games. And the low key games are, well, this is probably the most low key with a high budget behind it. And I wonder how that's not really getting captured. The closest one I can think of as far as a first party is the term I guess I was looking for. Not first party, first big name was probably Square Enix on Dragon Quest Builders, but I don't even think that one was really a full-on low-key game. Yeah, I mean, I guess Breath of the Wild, but and how well did that sell? How's it going, Genghis? I don't want to interrupt your Sims 4 game. I agree. The underdeveloped games are also seem to be becoming more of a problem, but at the same time there is that aspect of capturing the hype versus the will you there's one of the things that comes to mind is it's better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission, and it's a I think it's a fitting idea when you think about it when it comes to a lot of these games. Are you going to lose more money from not striking while the iron's hot versus losing out on the money from the customers that have lost respect for you, I guess? You hope that you can gain that respect back. There's so many weird things that are going on right now. I don't know what is the true fix to any of these issues. Quality control should be catching these things in the front end. I really don't care about you two. Y'all are not doing anything for me. Yeah, I love City. Did I buy that one? I definitely have it on my wish list for sure. It's one that I really want to get. I know I grabbed another one that was close to it if it wasn't that one. I'll have to look at my... Ugh, see? I didn't even want to deal with you all. But you had to force this issue. You all done? Thank you. Y'all have to tell me the farming simulator and mechanic simulator, they don't look appealing to me. I know that should work for me, but they don't look appealing at all to me. That just seems more mundane than actually, because I like the more city management style. I do like the building stuff, but farming simulator just looks silly. That's taking the management style to a whole new realm. That's like the PC builder. No, I've built enough PCs. I don't need to simulate building PCs. That just irritate me more than anything. Go out and buy a TI 80 or 2080. No, I want a real TI 2080. I don't want to simulate buying one. Well, okay. Let me throw out a counter argument. Just to throw it out there. Could you imagine fixing the problem similar to the way MiHoYo does it, where they completely clamp down and the only information is the information like a month before the game releases? That would quell a lot of the hype problem. The issue is that people get themselves overhyped, and then you have to balance that with getting that game out in a time that is viable for the customer base. A lot of the problem is that if they don't get that game out in a certain amount of time, the customer base will turn against them. So you have this catch-22. Yes, and this is where I've talked about it several times. Customer goodwill is 90% of what you need, and I've talked about this with the whole Funimation problem, the Sony problem, the a lot of these problems are based around the idea of your customer goodwill. If you don't keep your customer goodwill up, you eventually that customer, those customers will backlash, and then you're in a whole nother issue that, like World of Warcraft is dealing with now, is at what point eventually that customer base will turn against you if you don't keep that goodwill up. I can't disagree with you, Ruby. I've always, when we, a while back, we got to talking about the indie market, which at the time I thought it was an interesting concept. I think that we need to have a more open indie market. However, the problem will comes in that issue flat out came right on out. And when I pointed at it back in the day, I said I love the idea that the indie market is opened. However, you're going to have the same issue that you had back with the Atari, the original gaming industry crash, which was shovel games, where they just come out and they're just throwing all kinds of stuff at the wall, and whatever sticks. With all that comes the garbage games, and guess what happens? What happened? Exactly that. Now we have all the garbage game. You have to go through 90 garbage games to get to the one game that's even halfway playable, and then that's when you get those, there's only one out of every 100 of those that's an actual gem, i.e. Shovel Knight, which I haven't played that, but it is one that I know that everybody loves. You will get the diamond in the rough, but is it worth the 10,000 garbage games that you have to go through to get to that one? Well, there is the funny aspect. It's like you were talking about the city whatever. There is one of the people that I ended up following for a while. I haven't checked out any of his streams in a while. Is I found out about City Skylines and a couple of other games that because he does a lot of the games where it's kind of the management type games, and some of those games that he plays were those types of games. And that's the funny thing is, yes, the YouTubers will help shake things up to the top, but at the same time, this particular guy, he does a lot of the making fun of the games. And that's an interesting twist on it, where sometimes the garbage games will become effectively the B movies, where it's not that great of a movie, but you love it because it's garbage. And so it creates this weird conundrums in a lot of situations. Sooner or later, we're going to have an entire industry of garbage games. It's a mess. I don't know. It's funny. I don't necessarily have a problem with garbage games. I really don't. I think that people need a chance to build their games, and having shovelware is okay. The problem is that in a lot of cases,
people are taking advantage of the system. That's where I have more of a problem. An honest to goodness, somebody honest to goodness trying to actually succeed, and they are just not to the level of the full teams, it's fair for them to actually give it a shot. Okay. Oh, just so you guys can see. Be happy. I did it. I've already got his artifacts because I've been farming that place like crazy. So that was already taken care of. I've already got my Cinnabar. I got to finish that one up. But yeah, he's ready to go. All I got to do is level him. So. Why is my Yoimiya dead? Darn it. Stupid game. I don't... Greenlight didn't fix the problem, is the main issue. I think that if a game has a viable setup, because I'll be honest, I've got 2 games that I have bought specifically because one was not completed at the time, and 3 updates later, it is quote-unquote completed. And I am highly frustrated with the amount of content that they added since I purchased it. I was expecting a full game, and that is not a full game. However, it is what it is. I bought it, pre-order, whatever have you. The other one is effectively pretty much abandoned, and I am so frustrated about that one. How's it going, Havoc? So yeah, I'm not gonna say it's completely abandoned. The developer may randomly come back at some point and finish it, but Greenlight didn't fix that problem. Now, however, that on the flip side, there is games that I have supported that are still in development, and it was huge when I bought it. So I'm very happy at that they're still adding more to that game. I'd almost be willing to put more into that game. That's how much I love how much they've added to that game. Now, on the flip side, I despise developers who use Patreon. I despise that. And I don't know how to better describe it other than the fact that while I like Patreon, for constant content releasers, some of these developers are setting up a system to where they will do updates once a month, and you are doing a once a month payment for that game. Some of the developers are not as bad as others, but I still have a huge problem with it, because even if you do a $1 a month, okay, that's probably bordering on the edge of maybe, but the amount of content that they are quote unquote releasing every month is not enough to justify. It's not a full release. It's not like you're talking about let's say, for instance, because most of the ones that I'm seeing are $5 a month. Okay, your $5 a month is half a full subscription based game, or 2/3 or 1/3 of a full subscription based game like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy, you're going to tell me that your dinky little game is worth that much? There's no way. Exactly. You're talking, okay, most standard bucket games are maybe $10. Some of them are $20. You start pushing the edge on that one, but I'll give them that. If it's a game that I'm very interested in, it's a bucket game, I don't mind paying $20 for it. So 4 months worth of Patreon. So I have to turn around, and after that 4 months, if your game is not completed by that time, I'm basically paying for that more than it's worth in that amount of time. Period. So yeah, needless to say, it was something that I've been wanting to rant about for a while. I despise that. I despise it to no end. Let me go on Steam, buy your freaking game one time. I am not buying your game 4 times, one time every month. Heck, I have a hard time with the some of the authors that I follow that are doing the Patreon thing. They'll say they say that they'll pay us $30 a month and we'll give you all of our releases every month. Okay, that's fine. However, how the heck am I supposed to get all the books that you've already released? Come on, guys. And not to mention the fact that I gave up Audible for these guys, and it's like your system's not working here. Figure out a better way of doing these things. Not that I feel entitled to their books. The problem is that you're giving me the new books, which make me have to go back and get your old books. And that's frustrating, needless to say. Plus, I only want certain books, not all of your books. And plus, there was 2 authors that I left Audible for. So those 2 authors, I had to split up. I was splitting them up between 2. One I was following more than the other one, to be fair. But what would end up happening is I would be giving up the other guy for this guy because he was charging me the same amount as that other guy. Basically, it was $30, which was how much I was paying Audible to get their Patreon books. So if I gave him the $30, to the other author wouldn't be getting any of the money because that $30 was going directly to that one author. To make it more clear. Yeah, that's the thing. The problem with the independent creators, and this is a lot of it. I want the independent creators to do well. I don't mind a independent creator wanting to have patrons. Don't get me wrong. Where the line is, I don't know. I really honestly don't know where the line is because this is a big issue, is somebody being a patron of a independent creator. After a certain point, think of it this way. It's also basically clapping back on the original patrons. If you go, let's say you have a patron that's been supporting you for 2 years, let's say. So 24 months of supporting your favorite, and I'm talking about you. You are supporting this independent creator. 2 years down the road, somebody else comes in and becomes a patron. He gets the same level of stuff that you do. That's not fair to you as a patron for 2 years. That is not fair at all. What, you get a special plaque inside the game that says, "Hey, Havoc protected or was my patron for 2 years. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. You get a special little plaque, but the new guy, he gets a special plaque that says he supported you for 1 month. What's the difference? And that's not. I'm not saying that everybody has to have different levels. I'm saying that patron for those kinds of creators are. It's frustrating. I don't know this solution to this issue. I really don't. What I do know is it's not fair for me to have to pay $25 for a game that's only worth maybe $10 or $5. And I am not talking about, just to be clear, in case you're coming in a little bit late, I'm talking about game development. Strictly game development. I'm not talking about patron for actual artists. I'm not saying that game developers can't use Patreon. I'm saying that it's a little bit, there's issues there that I don't know how to solve the issue. How's it going, Critical? I don't, this is the frustrating part. I can see the flaw. I wish I had a solution to the flaw. I know that we have to find a solution to the flaw, but your guess is as good as mine, the best way to solve that problem. Steam was probably the closest, honestly, with its system of doing the pre-ordering the game, early access, launch stuff. That's probably the best, because really what it does is you as the creator, you could say, this is what I want to create. This is my direction of where I want to go. And if you like that concept, you could support it. Then you get a free early access version of it when it's available. You get for early access. You get to beta. You get to help beta test it. You get to suggest bugs, fixes, and all that stuff. So it had solutions to the problems. And if a game got enough of a hype, then eventually it would get to a full ending. However, like I said, it brings in the other issue of the shovelware. How do you fix that? I don't know. There is no way outside of some kind of a weighing system. However, a weighing system comes with its own issues, i.e., what we've talked about at length with the review bombing. There's no getting there. You have one problem, you have a solution, you have a new problem. Every issue has its own problem. Oh, I agree. It absolutely is. Their money. I'm not arguing that at all. You get to decide what you want to pay for. I'm just pointing out issues that I see. We got into a random discussion about games, and I ended up on this random tangent. Or we were talking about Steam, and we ended up talking about it, and then I got into this random rant about Patreon and people trying to force people to pay for updates on a game. That's me. I have personal problems with it. I don't give a crap if you want to waste your money on it. I'm allowed to have an opinion, ain't I? I thought you all came here because you like me having an opinion. It is. I don't hide from the idea that these are all issues that these platforms are trying to solve these issues. Don't get me wrong that these companies are, or these platforms are trying to do that. Patreon did come from the idea of artists, starving artists, giving them a platform so that people could support them. That's the idea. My problem is that other groups are trying to take advantage of it, i.e., what we've talked about with Kickstarter and some of these big name companies using Kickstarter. Big name companies don't belong on Kickstarter. Kickstarter is for small names using Kickstarter to get their ideas out there in the open and get support for it. It's not so much the fact that these platforms exist. I love the platforms. I love Patreon. I don't like the fact that people are using it to take advantage of people. That's where I have a problem. Yeah, I've always we've talked about the whole idea behind the digital content stuff, and it's one of those things that I don't know a I do know that you need to have your bragging rights. I don't deny that. The issue comes into the idea of one of the things that you can do to entice people to give more money, and this goes into the cash shop, because a lot of people despise cash shops, and I would rather people have cash shops for vanity items rather than one of the biggest problems that I have with this game. I hate the fact that I have to pay $200 for this girl, $100 for this girl, $100 for this girl. Come on, who else do I got? Oh, most of the ones that I've paid a lot of money for on the front. Well, almost $100 for this character. Yeah, every one of these characters is almost $100. That bugs the crap out of me. I would rather pay for, if I wanted to pay for something in this game. Where is she? I don't know if they will let me see it. I would rather this. That's pay. That should be what I pay for. Fine, if you want me to have a subscription, fine, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I will happily go in here into my shop and pay for... Where is it? It's in here. I know it's in here. Blessing of the Welcome Moon. I get a subscription of whatever these things would be for. I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with microtransactions as long as they don't affect the game. Never have. That was League of Legends to a point. League of Legends does the same thing where you can buy the character. I have a kind of a problem with that, unless it's kind of not all that expensive. $100 per character is a little bit much. It really is. But the way they kind of justify it is you don't have to have these characters, I guess, per se. Like I said, this game is highly predatory. I've never denied that. I've actually said if you feel like you can't control yourself with this game, don't play it, because this is extremely, extremely predatory.
Because the biggest problem is once you put that money, once you start putting that money in, you can't stop. That's the issue. I've already paid $100. I might as well pay another $100 to finish off getting this character. That's like when everybody was teasing me about putting in a little bit more money to get Albedo. Yes, I could have. I didn't want to. I didn't necessarily have to have him. I kind of wanted him, but I didn't need to have him. And so it was a little bit easier for me to hold off on getting him. It was nowhere near the same as how I felt about Eula. That's how Eula ended up costing me $200 because I didn't want to I didn't want to not have her. I wanted her very badly. Luckily, Kokumi wasn't that bad. I paid in $100, got her right away. Same with Hutao. I wanted her. I got her fairly quickly. I couldn't have imagined being in Andrew's situation where he wanted her so bad and had to... Well, I did have the same situation with Eula, technically. Yeah, that's how they justify it. You don't have to have these characters. No, I don't have to have them, but I really want them. And that's the issue. Oh, by the way, I was kind of happy I did this, so I'm kind of proud of myself. I finally got my talents up. Andrew can't tease me no more. Those are expensive. Just getting that last one is near $500,000 Mora. That's insane. Welcome back, Ruby. Yeah, I do technically need to get her normal attack up because I use her on the boss. I need to get her up because she's one of my main DPSs. Eula, I need to finish working up her because she's a main DPS. Klee, I need to work up because she's a main DPS. Ganyu, not really a main DPS of mine, but I do use her. So much to do. So little racing. Yeah. Okay, so I don't want to go there. I want to go over here and finally finish this stuff off. Hey, Mayos. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about the freaking constellations. That's just technically this is probably your biggest I don't want to say that it's a how do I put this? Because this is even more optional than getting the character itself. And that's how they say, see, you don't have to pay $1,000 for the game because, or for one character, because this is all optional. All it does is give you added benefit. True. I will not argue that point. Technically, if you come down to it, this is if you want to take the most extreme situation. I'll go to this list. This is if you wanted to get the most technical of all out of this entire thing. Barbara, where is he? Kaya, where are you at? Kaya and everybody's favorite moaning
climber. There you go. This is as free to play as you can get right here. If you want to get super technical, right here is I have paid no money and I can have complete fun in this game with these 4 characters. You don't have to pay a single dime and you are guaranteed to have these 4 characters. Now, granted, I have not worked any of these characters up, so... And if, as you see how fast his health is going down? I am, like I said, I have not worked any of these characters up. Man, I'm winning here. I don't know how to use any of these characters. Not doing anything I want him to do. There we go. I won. I did it. I succeeded with a completely guaranteed free-to-play game. Yes, it is. It's absolutely... I'm doing good just being a collectionist and not a completionist. I only have 2 characters that I don't have now. Or 3. No, 2. No, 3. Yeah. The 3 of the pretty boys. So, yeah. I will probably never get Diluc. Maybe I will try at these 2's reruns. I know Kazuha is the one that I feel most disappointed that I didn't get him. I should have pushed for him. But getting Albedo does help me feel a little bit better. I kind of wanted him, seeing the direction of how things were going. Having him does make me feel a little bit better. But yeah, the constellations. Yeah, it's the frustrating thing of knowing that this is, like I was saying, this is the most free to play as you can get. These are the 4 characters. Oh, there is Amber, which everybody makes fun of the fact that poor Amber got left behind worse than most of these other characters. And technically, you can get the Horizon girl, Alloy. So she's technically free to play as well. So having her, you could include in the free to play meta, if you want to call it that. I don't know what you want to call it. But yeah, having the other characters it is completionist. Why you don't change things? I want to play Eula. Oh well. I'm just blowing on now. Let me go and get... I should technically go and do... Who do I want to work on? I suppose I should do Eula and Klee. They are my DPS. And I keep putting them off because this stuff is so painful to do. That's technically ready to go. Ah. Can't do both of them, though. How is Klee doing? Klee is almost done. I should probably finish her off. Oh. Yeah, even Klee, I got lucky with her. I got a couple of 5 stars, but they're few and far between. This one, she was completely randomly lucky. I was not expecting to get her at all. Same with Yoimiya. That one, she's just my 50-50 loss next to Jean. I get Jeans all the time, just like Andrew does. She was a complete and total spook. Once I get them, they'll spook me all the time. Go figure that one out. I just have to get that first one. Once I get that first one, it's all over. Where technically I'd be the worst whale ever. Because once I get one, they can't make no more money off of me. Andrew was teasing me today, said that I always win the 50-50s. No, I don't, but I can see why you would think I do. All right, Ruby, good luck. I do need to finish that off. That's such a pain in the butt. I hate chasing down these stupid things. I gotta do this. This is time sensitive. Let's do this. Here we go. I should probably be doing this on my fire team. Forgive me for going on that random monstrosity of a rant. Oh, I do need to kill that freaking boss a few times. I was actually kind of hoping to do a few times with Andrew, but he's more interested in the other game. Oh. Everybody getting all quiet. I know Albedo is kind of
intriguing and all. And y'all don't have me ranting about video games on Patreon. Do what?
Reaper's weird.
Reaper is weird.
They have a spell, a ranged spell, with a cast timer and everything. Like it's almost like dragoons. They can throw their spear,
Yeah.
but you have to cast it. It's like, why is there a spell cast for a melee class?
Doesn't it have a avatar thing?
Avatar thing.
Yeah, you put something in front of you and that takes your damage, and then you do a spell, and then you cast a spell. I think that's, if I remember right, how it was working in the preview, where you were pretty much jumping backwards and leaving an avatar in front of you, and then they would fight for a few seconds, and then the guy was casting spells. And then you'd switch back and take the place of the avatar back over or something like that. I don't know. That's what I thought I remembered seeing.
I know you have a jump out and a jump in ability.
Well, good luck with that, Havoc. I know dinner cooking is dangerous sometimes. Just like Ruby's raid, cooking dinner, Havoc. It's kind of dangerous.
Is that why I haven't been able to talk to Ruby?
Ruby went on a raid. Yeah, he said something about be right back going on a raid. Ruby said that he heard that. I don't know if he heard you saying that or if he heard me saying that raids are on the same level as cooking. Cooking is pretty dangerous. Your raid is pretty dangerous. My gosh, Albedo. Why are you still talking? I don't know if that is necessarily a good idea. If you're cooking and you're in something deep, probably is a bad idea. I'm not sure the context of that, but cooking and being deep probably is a bad idea. Raids and second healers dying or disconnecting, probably a bad idea. Albedo is still talking? My gosh. I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm going to have to go back and read all this later. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, 76 you get an avatar.
Somebody was
Ruby says the second healer DC'd, and then he points out the fact that I have to agree with that queue time. He's probably not coming back. Uh-oh. OBS says reconnection successful. I'm hoping that's a good thing. I didn't know that I disconnected, so this could be bad. Why am I disconnecting? Please tell me, you guys, that I'm not disconnected. I still see streaming going on YouTube, so I'm assuming I'm okay. Albedo, stop talking. For Pete's sake. For Pete's sake, Havoc. You're in deep and you're frying stuff? See, that's even scarier. If you're deep in the frying pan, that is even worse. Thank you, Ruby. Is creation an arrogant act? Would I say lawful good? Who's lawful good? Actually, I ended up talking about something involving that in the discussion in Jobless Reincarnation. Talked about that system from D&D. Chaotic good and lawful good and a certain particular character. And that was the only thing that I could think of that kind of works for that particular character. But I'm not sure why you would randomly want me to say lawful good. How many times do you want me to say lawful good? Would you like me to say chaotic neutral? I don't know all of them, so... Ruby asked if I was good. No, Ruby was telling me I'm good because I was asking if I had gotten disconnected. I have to go over here. No, I don't want to go there. I want to go here. I hate that thing. Why does it automatically go to something else? I want to go to the teleporter, but it automatically goes to whatever's next to the teleporter. How am I supposed to get to you if I can't teleport via you? Is he Joel's father? Okay. More talking. At least it's not Alberto, so it shouldn't take too long. So out of curiosity, Seismic, I have goofed off with D&D a couple times, but I'm not gone really all that deep into it. So forgive the silly ignorant question. I do know about the chaos, the evil, good, and neutral. On the other side, there is the, for lack of a better term, the tendencies. So, like, lawful would be strict adherence to, and chaotic is no. There's no. You could do whatever. What's the middle between the two? I mean, I know that you can be a chaotic good, and you can be a chaotic neutral, and you can be a chaotic evil, and vice versa, being lawful good, and all that stuff. But I've never really heard of an in between lawful and chaotic. It's neutral, so you could be a neutral. What, Yukibi? What? Are you stream sniping? Huh? Are you stream sniping? What? Yeah. I see you. Yeah, I can guarantee you I'd probably play something in the chaotic section. The lawful, it just, I've I've never been big on the whole rigidity of it, and I can't imagine any dungeon master wanting to play that out to its extreme. But then at the same time, I've never, like I said, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons that heavily. So, I mean, we dinked around with it even recently, and my brother didn't seem to really much even bring up the whole uh, what is it even called? It's the alignment chart. He didn't even bring that up really. So I don't even know. They may have not even bothered. They may not even bother with it anymore. Yeah, that wasn't definitely wasn't a thing in Shadowrunner, MechWarrior, or anything like that. But different companies too. So you got a raid minion? Grats, bro. Which one did you get? You got the Onion Knight? Nice. Oh, for sure. I we only really got into MechWarrior mostly because we played BattleTech. Um, I was big into BattleTech. I loved it. Um, Now, Shadowrun, I love Shadowrun more than MechWarrior. Now, we would goof off on MechWarrior, but it really didn't stick very well. But yeah, Shadowrun, love Shadowrun. Absolutely love it. All right. Don't give me more stuff to do. Dadgummit. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. I have to solve a something. Okay. Oh, for sure. Shadowrun, I like the concept of the world. I love the idea of basically magic coming back into a technological world. To me, it's just a fascinating concept. They fleshed out a lot of that stuff. I don't know. I have to look a little bit closer at the newer versions. The older version seems to have it seems like the newer stuff maybe has tried to streamline stuff down. Wizard of the Coast did the same thing to BattleTech, which kind of irks me. So I don't know that I will support them when I do decide to, if I do decide to go digging into that stuff again, but it is what it is. It's either I support them or let the entire thing just fall to the wayside. And I don't know. I just hate. I would hate that the idea of it dying. I really do. It was such a great system. But yeah, I do hate the fact that technically I spent a god awful amount of money on Shadowrun and I never technically played it. That drives me crazy. I have all the books, never really played it. The MechWarrior, there that clicks crap. I'd seen that at one point. I was like, "What in the heck is this?" Oh, I don't understand how in the world you would even come close to using that to simplify things. There is I admit that BattleTech is a highly complicated system, but that's the appeal of it. I mean, even we were even talking about in our podcast, somebody was asking about mecha and stuff like that, and I can see we were going off on a random tangent of the idea of being an otaku in something, and how's it going, YP? Mecha has an appeal, and BattleTech and MechWarrior is basically that appeal of getting absolutely down in the dirt, down and dirty, and figuring out the best solution for each problem. That's why the video game version of MechWarrior, there's two of them, so don't get me wrong. The video game version of MechWarrior, I keep looking. There's two of them. Both of them seem to have the same problem. You cannot customize the mechs. That is the absolute silliest thing that you could do in a BattleTech game. Why they won't figure out a way to incorporate customizing mechs or building a mech from scratch. There is minor customization. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to completely. Something fell. So I don't mean to completely discount it. They do dink with, or they do allow minor customization to a mech, but building a complete mech from scratch is absolutely 99% of what makes BattleTech BattleTech. And I don't understand how they don't incorporate that in any way. You play Shadowrun and BattleTech, or I'm a little, or both MechWarriors. I have the BattleTech Hairbrain Schemes BattleTech on my wish list. I did buy their Shadowrun. I think I'm I think I need to get one more of their expansions, and I kind of set that on hold for now. But the BattleTechs has been on my wish list for a while. But when I went to looking into it, I noticed that there was something about the customization that kind of bugged the crap out of me. I.e., I don't understand how you're not including this one basic thing in that game. Now, I do understand to a point the problem with adding that would complicate the game, and that's kind of what they're trying to avoid, I guess. I don't know. Just seems silly. Yeah, I the aesthetic of the MechWarrior Online does look great. I don't deny that at all. But I think my biggest problem with them was that they didn't have any customization, and I think Hairbrain Schemes has it to a point. And don't get me wrong, it's been a long time since I looked at both of them. I could be wrong on everything, and they just have full customization of everything. So. Because that was the thing I wanted to do the most, and I think I even looked into the modding scene on Hairbrain Schemes version to see if people have started modding into it. I know that people have gone crazy on the Shadowrun side, and I love the modding scene on the Shadowrun side. It is literally everything I've wanted out of a Shadowrun game, because the Microsoft Shadowrun was an absolute joke. That one I don't even know why they got rights to the ability to use the name Shadowrun is all it is. It is not Shadowrun. I was so excited about that too. That makes me mad. I'm just thinking about that. Yes and no. Like I have a mech that I built from scratch. I cannot include that quote unquote mech into either version of the game. And that's what I mean, is this is a fundamental part of what makes Battletech. Now, a lot of people love the Black Hawk. I don't doubt you. A lot of people like the Marauder. So that's fine. But I built a mech from scratch. I want to use my mech that I've had for forever. I love using that mech. I can't play it. Yeah, weapon loadouts has always kind of been a thing, but even that's about as close. That's what I meant by it kind of comes close to customizing, but it's not building one from scratch. That's what everybody misses, I'm sure. All right. Shoot, even they even got almost to a T what I would want from a true mercenary version of the game, which is going out scavenging parts and then bringing them back and customizing your mecha. But they and that's the problem, is they can't take things into consideration that they need to take into consideration, and so therefore they just limit it. You can't do this because we can't control all the capabilities that you need to be able to do that, and it's frustrating. I understand why. It sucks. Huh?
My summoner bars got wrecked. Fleet overhaul. I didn't decide what job I want to do.
Oh, no, I don't want to cancel. Dadgummit. Please don't bring people into my game. Of course. Darn it. Alright, cool. Alright. Yeah, not my favorite. I already don't much care for Whopper flowers, and to have an entire boss based off of Whopper flowers does not give me joy. I assume I won. I beat the guy. That I know. I don't know what this is, though. I guess all that matters is I get the freaking points. Let's see here. No, I want to get those. No, I don't want to go there. No, I don't want to go there. I want to go here, here, because you have the stupid thing up there. I got one. Yay. I have two more. One that I have to kill him. The side mobs, whatever. And I have to get one without letting him get any essence. I gotcha. Frustrating thing is I have to get this. Not a problem. These shouldn't be too bad, I hope. I don't really need them, honestly. And I technically have everything I need here, right? The main stuff, anyway. All right, Havoc, take care. Not much. Just making it through every day. Alright, I've got to do this without letting him get those stupid things, whatever they are. I should probably try to see if I can do this with Klee. She might handle the... She might be able to do it a little bit better. Arcane fruit. Where's the arcane fruit? Dang it. There it is. Now, of course, it's up in the air, so I can't attack it. Alright. Where's the essence? Get the essence. Essence, essence, essence. Any more? Alright. Fruit is over here. Cool. Kill me. Ah, alright. Get this thing. Stop being weird. Okay. Sure. This guy is really annoying. Cool. Adeptus Flower Basher.
I guess I beat somebody by getting more damage. Cool. All right, that gives me my last thing. Cool. Now anything more I do is just for the fun of it, because I have most all of the important stuff. That gives me a completed cinnabar, which is on him. Enhance. Refine. There, that takes care of that. Can I get away with this? I doubt it. I don't think I have all the stuff that I need for that. I don't know if I want to waste stuff on him yet. Yeah, I don't even think that I could get very far on his levels anyway. And I definitely don't think I'm ready for that. I do have a lot of purples, but not that many. I could probably get... I don't even think I could get 20 on one. It's fine for now. We haven't seen anything. I don't think Andrew said that he got past 5,000. I haven't seen past 5,000. I think the worst one I seen was 4,800. However, we're technically a lower population server. Now today, I seen 24 Q and then a 36 Q. So it wasn't bad at all today. But that was during the day. That wasn't at night. Night is definitely our high time. Normally we never see anything. I think even because we were talking about it, even our last time where we were seeing the last expansion, I think we only seen maybe 250 queues. We've never seen queues like this. This is crazy. But we do know that there's the mass migration from WoW, so it's not unusual to see it. We knew it was coming. And for everybody getting mad, I don't think it's fair. I mean, yes, they knew this was coming. They made an attempt to get the servers up. So you had one of two choices: either delay the game longer than they already did delay, because they technically delayed. They couldn't fix the problem, so they either delayed again, which would have made you mad, or they let you have access to it and hope for the best, which made you mad. So which one did you choose? I don't think they could have delayed it much longer. Even delaying it 1 week and trying to see if they could get some in rounds around
which it was obvious that they did. They even told everybody, "Look, this is what we're expecting to happen." They told everybody this is what they were expecting to happen, and still people got mad. So I don't know. I don't know what anybody was expecting to happen. I think they did pretty much a lot better than a lot of companies who just don't even try. I mean, I think they tried really well, and they were successful. They pointed out this is what the issues that we're foreseeing. There's not a lot we can do about it. I would love to know which MMO gave everybody this impression that every MMO is perfect upon release. I would love to know which one did it. Because I honestly have never figured that out. The way people talk about this is like they did the same thing with WoW. They honestly did. I don't understand. This is a horrible release. Okay, which one did it perfectly? Never seen it, and nobody's ever answered that question. I do. I honestly do. I remember World of Warcraft. At first there was these. What did we call it? We called it loot lag. Was it what it was called? Where we would go and we would loot something, and it would, and your character would get stuck, and you couldn't do anything. Your character would do this kind of stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down thing, and you'd never get this stuff out of the body. And that seemed to plague it every time WoW had an expansion. They'd have that same problem. There was a joke that went around for a long time of people would get stuck in the instance. You would go up to the instance and you'd get stuck in there. So WoW had problems too. But yeah, Final Fantasy, they've been the most stable, but even they had problems. So they're not immune from it. I suppose I could go and do... I was trying to debate what I wanted to do, honestly. I don't know. I hate that about this game, honestly. I really do. I'm sorry, YP. Ruby asked about the cues that we're getting, and I went off on that random tangent. I told y'all. Y'all talk to me. I do have a lot to say. I just tend to suck at just random things because my brain works like that. I'm trying to keep myself structured. It's hard to do. You don't understand. See, y'all are getting me kind of more unfiltered than Andrew. Andrew at least keeps me semi structured. No, Chris, we got to talk about this. Worst anime. Huh? You're lucky to get me to talk. Worst anime. You guys know I don't like to say things are the worst anime, but we've already talked about that like 4 times. Huh? No, it's not that, and I'm not going to say that on the air because I don't want to have that much hatred on me. Probably gonna go with Pupa, but not, like I said before, I don't know that it's necessarily the worst anime. It's just Slain is the worst anime. I was thinking about that earlier when we got into that random tangent on it. I wonder if Slain is supposed to be Tybalt. That makes me want to rewatch that entire thing just to see if I could find that in there, because that's an interesting idea. Because we've already mentioned the idea of Aldnoah Zero being effectively kind of a Romeo and Juliet story, but it didn't really fit. And Slain was kind of this thing that kind of threw things off. But if Slain is Tybalt, I think it would fit a little bit better. Anyway, weird random thought process, and I don't know that I'll ever follow that all the way through, but it is what it is. Most disliked anime is obviously Slain. Slain the anime is a horrible anime. I hate it. Slain single-handedly ruined that entire anime for me. But I don't hate him as much as I used to. But that's only because I forgot most of the anime. But I still hate him. Lecturing. Sometimes when you take the time to do a process of voicing your opinions, sometimes you do take the time to project your feelings and mental bringing things together. And this is what sometimes is referred to as a lecture, because you are projecting those ideals and concepts, and then other people receive those concepts, and that is where you kind of come up with this idea of lectures. Isn't it an orange bat or something like that? Oh no, orange. You said not the anime. Oh, anime. Okay. Orange the anime, not the studio. I wonder... That was a Yuri anime, wasn't it?
No, the guy that died because he committed suicide.
Huh?
The guy that committed suicide, the guys, the kids were all reflecting on it. They had a time capsule, and they were looking at the time capsule, and they started recalling the memories that they had of a guy that they knew.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Very melodramatic.
Andrew was reminding me which one was orange. It was something about high school and time travel. You would have done worse than Andrew did. Andrew at least got me on the same page as you. But if I'm looking for high school and time travel, I would have never figured that one out.
They time travel? I thought it was just a time capsule.
No, you are technically right. I don't think it was really time travel. It was kind of a memory, two time frames. But there was a time slip element to it.
Yeah, there was something that was affecting the two of us. I don't know. Maybe they were sending a time capsule back or something. I remember
Hey, Zavi.
time elements to it.
Yeah, the notes that they were sending the notes back, and the notes were telling them about things in the future.
Yeah.
Oh, been a long time. Read life is 1,000 times. Yeah, it is kind of better. I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched that anime, so I know it wasn't on my favorite list. That's for sure.
Not real good. The music sucked. Somebody slapping their hands on a keyboard was our music.
Oh.
I spent too much time debating my thumbnails.
Yeah, what am I doing? Okay, I've got that. That's ready to go. Kachina's getting leveled up. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Bam. No, I don't want to do that yet. I'll do it later. What am I even doing? Why are you guys sidetracking me? It's your fault. Stop. Who, Kaching? Kaching has cat ears, that's for sure. They're not real cat ears like
They're not real.
yeah, they're not real. They're buns. They're buns. They're not like the kitty ears that Diona has. She has real cat ears. See? She even has a cat tail.
If they're even real.
Yeah, her cat ears are real. They are real. They are actually real. If you actually go into the screen, you can pet those ears.
Gosh, remind me of that stupid
Burger King.
Pet Jacob.
Don't pet Jacob. I don't know what the petting Jacob is. I'm scared of you now.
You can pet Jacob.
It was the girls competing over who was better in Twilight. And the girls like,
Jacob. Okay, I got it now. Oh my gosh.
This one will live forever. Like, you can pet Jacob.
freaking Twilight fandom was so bad back then.
Uh,
Oh, you bet you would pet Jacob. It'll give you a warm eye.
I'm glad I never got that deep into that fandom. I
I liked the stories, but man, I'm glad I never got that deep into that fandom. Why are you all so excited about Mokusho Tensei as if it's the greatest anime of all time? I don't know that it's the greatest of all time, but it's a fantastic anime.
What's the greatest of all time?
Well, apparently we think that Mokusho Tensei is the greatest anime of all time.
It's up there.
That's what I'm saying is a fantastic anime. I don't know that I would say that it's the greatest, but
Something wrong with liking it.
I think he wants me to gush on it for a little while. We gushed on it in the most recent episode, so you guys will get plenty of that. Why are you being had? Don't get had. Greatest isekai. But I don't think it's the greatest isekai. I think Bookworm is. See, Andrew thinks that Jobless Reincarnation is the greatest.
Well, you think that the Warlords of Citrus was better than the Sense Bookworm, so apparently Warlords of Citrus was better than Mushoku Tensei then, I guess. That's crazy. I never thought about that. So if the Sense Bookworm is better than Mushoku, and Warlords of Citrus was better than Sense Bookworm, that means that Warlords of Citrus was better than Mushoku Tensei. Crazy. Where is my... Oh. Shoot.
All right. Well, see here. I already did those, right? No, I got to do those at some point. Yay. I got a week to do these. Awesome. All right. See, this is why I don't think I'm going to be able to deal with that that constellation very long. That's already driving me absolutely crazy. Can I go in there and delete it? I hate it. The explanation point on my character screen. Yep. I knew it the first time I seen it that I wasn't gonna, and it's already driving me absolutely crazy. Oh.
Time you getting off so I know how to post this.
I can get off in the next couple minutes if you need.
No, you don't need to get off. I'm just curious.
I got to start pulling things together for dinner anyway, so.
All I'm doing is sitting here staring at the screen anyway. And Bass Pro pops on. Hey, Bass Pro. I'll probably, depending on how things work out, I might jump on tonight. But as it stands right now, I'm gonna go ahead and cut things off so I can let Andrew upload a video. And I didn't blame you for it. I'm saying that I'm doing it for that too. But no, I gotta start pulling things together for dinner because it is 4:00. So as I normally do, this is about the time I cut things off. Just let people have fun and enjoy their show, YP. Everybody has their show that they like, and Jobless Reincarnation is a lot of fun. It's a great, very solidly written story. That's really what it comes down to. We enjoy that about that story. I love Bookworm. I really do. I do truly love Bookworm. All right, guys. I'll talk to you all in a little bit.